Hi, I'm Peter Libby from Boston's Brigham and Women's Hospital and the Harvard Medical School, and it's my pleasure to be here today. The PROMINENT trial examined a selective PPAR alpha agonist in a group of patients in whom we had every reason to believe that we would expect a reduction in events. They were patients who were diabetic. About 2/3 were secondary prevention, about a third primary prevention, and they were just the kind of patient that we really expected to benefit based on analysis of previous studies with similar agents. Those with a high triglycerides and a low HDL. And the trial was conducted with superb performance metrics, impeccable, even though it was partly conducted during the pandemic with SARS-CoV-2 and was also affected by the unrest in Eastern Europe. The study, actually, to my own surprise, was a complete null for the primary endpoint and for a variety of other endpoints. So that leaves us a bit in a quandary. And when we look back at the FIELD and the ACCORD trials, which were done with a different fibric acid agent, we were surprised that we didn't have a positive effect with a drug which had many characteristics that were much better in selectivity and in terms of off-target adverse or unwanted actions. So despite having what I might characterize as a better drug, the trial gave a very clear null response. And that's causing us to rethink a lot of our knowledge about triglycerides and their risk, because the genetic evidence, the human genetic evidence, is very, very strong that triglyceride-rich lipoproteins are causal in human atherosclerosis. So I think that we need to rethink our approach, and I'm hopeful that other drugs that are coming down the pipeline will help us, because we do have the residual triglyceride risk basket that is a big quandary for us. And we have patients that are in need, and we need to come together as a community to address that risk. And we look forward to the pipeline of novel agents that may provide us with an answer. That said, there were a few hints in the PROMINENT trial of directions forward with the drug that was used, pemafibrate, in terms of microvascular disease, in terms of peripheral arterial disease, in terms of non-alcoholic hepatosteatosis. So let's keep our eyes open, and I think we have a lot to learn about triglycerides. Another important lesson of this experience with PROMINENT is that you must do the randomized, placebo-controlled, prospective clinical trial in order to inform our practice, because all of the subgroup analyses, all of the biological plausibility, all of the genetic and epidemiologic evidence is for naught if we cannot show in a properly conducted clinical trial that there's a benefit for our patients. We need to hew to that standard and keep moving forward.